Hey guys, this is Colby. Today I'm going to show you how to make the back groin plates. Pretty much it goes on the back of the character. See on the side here for the clone trooper that we're currently working on. So let's get started. So for this video, we're going to be using the side view of the reference as well as the back view for this side. So if you don't know how to set up the image references, you can go back to the first video of this series where I show how to do pretty much these references. But basically, I'm just going to have this front plane in the fronts head of the piece, and then we're going to use the side view, pretty much this profile on the clone trooper. So starting off, I'm going to go to back view, press 9 on my numpad, and then I'm going to press shift and right click right on the center of the reference here at this point. And that'll be our new spawn point for our new mesh. Press shift A, create a new mesh. Let's create a plane. Scale it down with your mouse. Let's move it back a bit. Press R, X90. That'll rotate it 90 degrees on the x-axis, basically just making it face straight up. Move it right about here, scale it down some more, and just go to back view and do the same. So this is a good size. So now we're going to cut the plane in half. So go into edit mode on this piece. Let's add an edge loop down the middle. Control R, left click twice to finalize the edge loop, and then press 3 on your keyboard and select one of these faces. Once you have one of these selected, you can press X and then press faces. Now delete one of the faces. You can go back to object mode on the piece. Let's add a mirror modifier and turn on clipping as well. So now it's symmetrical across both sides. So if we go into edit mode and we work on one side, it'll also do it on the other side as well. So now it's time to start matching this piece to the reference. So if you go to side view, we can just grab this vertex and this one on the left side and move them slightly forward. So you can just drag the green arrow, this tool here, press G and then Y, move it forward a bit. So here, I'm just going to press G and then Y, move them pretty much right here. If I go back to side view, or back view actually, we can just move this plane over here. So I'm going to move this top one up a bit, create these corners here, and just create this bottom vertex. So now we can just grab this edge on the outside and move it slightly forward to match to the reference here. So if you see that your plane is slightly off center from the reference, you can just go into object mode, select your plane, and just move it slightly to the left or right, wherever you need it. And just pretty much, we can just scale it down a tad bit. Kind of rescale it a bit. Move it right about here. So now if you go back to side view, it should be pretty much in a good position here as well. Now I'm going to start extruding upward. We're going to grab this top edge here. I'm going to press E to extrude. Move it up right about here. You can press E and then Z and move it slightly upward. You can grab this blue arrow, that's the Z axis. And we're just going to move it slightly upward. Then we'll grab the green arrow here, move it slightly backward as well. If you don't know how to use these arrows, you can just press this arrow select tool. That'll allow you to select anything with arrows. So now we can keep this edge selected and press E to extrude. Move it up towards the back. Right about here on the reference. So if we go to back view, you can see where we need it. Now I'm going to grab this vertex on the left side, top left, press 1 on my keyboard, and then select the vertex and move it slightly to the left. And move this vertex up a tad bit as well. Now we're going to start extruding downward as well. So if we stay in edit mode on the piece, let's grab this bottom edge here, and let's press E to extrude, and just move it pretty much to the bottom here. You can grab these vertices and move them into their corners. Just press Control R right here, and just move it out a bit. We can pretty much add a new curve to the piece. So there we go. Go to back view. Also do the same and match to the back view reference. So grab these vertices and just move them into position on the reference. You add another edge loop right here to finish off this curve. So press Ctrl R, left click twice, and then grab these vertices and move them onto the reference. If you don't know how to go into wireframe mode, you can press Z on the keyboard and press wireframe, or you can press this button up here to do the same thing. And just move these vertices all down a bit. And just move everything into position. In the wireframe mode, and just make some small adjustments to the vertices on the outside here. Now I'm going to go into edit mode on the piece. Press A to select everything, then press E to extrude, then Y, and move it inward on the Y axis just a tad bit. This will add some thickness to the piece, so we can match the reference here. I could scale it down a tad bits. Just press S, then scale your mouse inward to scale it inside, and just match it to the reference. So here I'm gonna make some small adjustments to these vertices on the top, and just move them slightly upward. Just like flatten this area out. Grab these and just also straighten them out a bit. So one way to flatten a face is to select it, press S, and then Y0. In this case, we need to straighten it out on the Y axis. Do the same for this one as well. S, then Y, and then 0. Also need to grab these vertices and move them slightly inward as well. Do the same for the top here. Grab these two faces, hold down Shift to select both of them. Press S, then Z, and 0 to straighten them out. Now go to back view on this piece. And I'm going to grab these inside edges here. So one way to select multiple edges is to hold down Shift and Alt after pressing 2 on your keyboard to go into edge mode. So press 2, hold down Shift and Alt, and select these set of edges on the inside. And then move them outward a tad bits. On the X axis, press G and then X and move them slightly outward. So there we go. Here, I'm going to straighten this edge out a bit. There we go. If you have any kind of problems like this, you can just make some adjustments with your vertices and just kind of straighten them out a bit. Pretty much like that. Now I'm going back into object mode, and I'm going to add a subdivision modifier to the piece and turn up the poly counts by 1. You can turn up to 3 if you want to. That's up to you. But now I'm going to shade smooth on this piece. So right click, shade smooth. There we go. Now we just need to sharpen out some of the areas on the outside and some of the edges. So you can go to edit mode, and we're going to start adding some edge loops. Pretty much here, you can add 2 edge loops, one on the back and one on the front. So Control R, left click, right here, and one Control R again, left click, and move your mouse slightly outward. That'll create some thickness, some sharp edges. You can add another edge loop to pretty much straighten out this left side. So Control R, left click, move it all the way to the left. And we can do the same, pretty much like right here. So Control R, left click, and move it like right about here. I'd also do one like right here as well. Looks good. So we're nearly done with the video. I'm just gonna make some small adjustments to the piece, just to match the reference a little bit better. So I might grab these edges here, press 2 on my keyboard, go into edge mode, and then hold down Shift and Alt. Select the set of edges right here, press S and then Y, and just scale them outward a tad bits. Move them outward as well. And move some of these faces. So one way to move some faces around, pretty much with like on a lot of other faces around it as well, like surrounding them, press O on your keyboard to turn on proportional editing, and press G. And this will move a lot of faces that are near that face that you have selected in the center. So here, just kind of move them around a bit and adjust them as we need to. Same here as well. Might do the same right here. Grab these set of edges, so hold on Shift and Alt. Make sure in edge mode, hold on Shift and Alt, and select the set of edges, and move them outward a tad bits. And check that. There we go. So we're pretty much done with this piece. I'd recommend saving a backup of this piece. You can just select it, press Shift D to duplicate, move it to wherever you want in the scene. I have some up here, just some backups in case I messed up the main piece that I'm working on. Basically, with this piece, I'm gonna move it over to my character. Maybe not right now, but pretty much in the future, we'll be making these corner pieces on the sides here of this piece. I already have one set up, just as an example. So we have the central piece. This is the same one. We have these ones to go on the side, which will be done in a future video. So next time. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. If you have any questions, just leave a comment in below. I'll try my best to answer them. Next time, we'll be making these side pieces on the back of the glute plates that will kind of fit into the place here and connect to this front piece that we made earlier in the series. So stay tuned. But anyways, I hope you all guys found this video useful, and see you guys next time.